Don't ever be available 24/7. What exactly does it mean? Have you ever been in a situation whereby you are hardly alone? And let me tell you one thing. Most of the greatness and actually great achievement are made when actually you sit alone somewhere, you meditate about your life, you concentrate about your life, you make a decision, you think about your life, you ask yourself, where are you coming from? And where are you heading? And where are you? What have you achieved? I'm employed. I've been paid this amount of money, say 40, 50, 100, whatever amount of money. Then you ask yourself, what have I achieved so far? What have I saved? And if I save, where will I invest? And what are the options in terms of the investments? How do I go about it? Let me tell you one thing. Most of those hard questions you really ask yourself when you flock with a lot of people, whenever you present yourself, every time, whenever you pray, when we say you play common, you play average and all those kind of things. You just want to try as much as you can to fit in. And maybe say you are seated somewhere, maybe it's on a weekend, maybe you have your family, or you're just alone. You just want to have a conversation with yourself. You just want to, hear yourself think. And then a call comes in and somebody asks you like, where are you? Hey man, what are you doing in your house right now? I mean, let's go somewhere. We're having a fun or we are doing all these kind of things. And there you are, you cancel all your activities, you cancel all the things that you wanted to do by yourself. Maybe you wanted to exercise, maybe you're focusing on losing your weight, maybe you're focusing on actually improving your spiritual understanding, maybe. And then the moment you cancel everything just because of that single call and then you disappear, you go back, whatever to those guys are. Now, the point is this. Never ever be available 24/7. What exactly does it mean? If you go ahead and read a certain book called The 48 Laws of Power, you will understand one thing. Whenever you create that scarcity to some of your friends, some of your people, you actually build what we call importance. That's for a fact. And that's why you see most of the bosses, most of these guys who say the CEOs and what have you, they rarely even interact with their peers. They're not really peers, but rather they rarely interact with the subjects, those people whom they lead and all those kind of things. And this actually plays a very vital role in your development. So whenever you present yourself anytime you're needed, it means first of all you are affordable. All right, like if anybody can just place a phone on his whatever ears and give you a call, and the next minute you're showing up, that really tells you that first of all you are very affordable. Number two, you really have that value because I've ever done this, but I wouldn't really encourage it. But it has its own psychological effects. Have you ever planned to meet with a certain person whom maybe at your own capacity you regard them as rich or wealthy or blessed, okay? And then maybe you say like, let's meet in a certain period of time, and then they show up like 30 minutes late. You know what they have just done? Well, though it's not quite a good, quite a good of a character, especially if you go to the Western countries. But here in Kenya, in Africa, anyway, it's quite a popular issue. So actually what they have done is that they are now 30 minutes more important than they were before. You know why? They have created that aspect of you waiting for them, and you waiting for them, they have actually increased their value. Then it means it's you who really need them than them needing you. All right, you see that, and another particular point that actually can be, brought down or truncated down to a point whereby it's actually a point that is used to do what we call the psychology of selling. Because if you read the psychology, there's a book actually called The Psychology of Selling. If you read such, or if you understand the psychology of selling, is that have you ever going to buy a shoe and then in Kenya, let's say, take an example of Kenya because Kenyans can relate to this. You show up to a shop where they're selling these shoes and then you say, hey, I like that shoe. And then you ask, how much does this go for? Before they actually even tell you how much that goes for, they actually tell you, try it out. Just try it. And then you ask them, okay, fine. I do, I put up on number 42 or 43, but they tell you, just try it up. You know what they're doing? They're telling you just to try it up, fit it on you, because you having that shoe on, it has its own powers. Like, you can actually relate you with the shoes, you having the shoes and all those kind of things. So by the time now they're telling you the price, you've already tried the shoe, it's okay, it is fitting in or on, whatever it is, and it's okay with you. So the moment they tell you the price, most likely they're gonna relate with you. And the moment you put that on shoe and they tell you that shoe actually is yours. If I was you, I wouldn't leave that shoe. That is perfectly yours. I think even that shoe was made for you. See, that's what we call the psychology of selling. What they are doing is that they are, they're elevating the value of that given specific shoe for you to actually go ahead and buy it. So how can you as an individual elevate your value? There is the only way you can actually elevate your value, the only way you can present yourself to the people as a valuable individual, and when I say you present yourself as a valuable individual, I don't mean like you despise them, look at them as if they're nothing, maybe they are invaluable or something of sort. What I mean is this. It's you presenting yourself as a valuable individual. Of course, you have the respect and all the discipline that is required to relate with other people, because obviously we need human beings, better that they're of a high value or low value. We all need each other. But how can you improve yourself? Number one, a way of improving yourself is actually not being available 24/7. Sometimes create that what we call the aura of mystery. Create that aura of, I just disappear. Actually, there was a video that I made and I said disappear for the 91 days and see, and everyone will be shocked by that result. You know why I say so? Because once, if you do not get yourself available every time, people tend to, and this is a trick I want you to do it. The moment you present yourself to them, be this kind of an individual who doesn't talk a lot, talk when necessary, put out a very good points out there. You can either leave them so happy, or you can leave them in a thoughtful kind of a environment. You leave them in a deep thinking and they're like, wow, that's quite amazing. That's quite amazing. And then at that particular point, you disappear. And then after some time, they'll be asking, hey, there was a guy I met here last time, and what was his name, or what was her name, and where does he live, and what does he do, or what does she do, and all those kind of things. At that particular point, what you're doing is that you're elevating your point. And this is the reason as to why you find the president, they don't appear public like each and every morning, like you show up each and every morning, you see them, they're making comments, they're just discussing. No, sometimes they create that an aura of mystery. Sometimes when I watch news, back then when I used to, nowadays I don't, you used to hear like, hey, where is the president? Sometimes you can get even that sort of a thing, as a breaking news. Where is the president? What's happening? We can't see him. The last time he was seen was like 2 weeks ago. Is it everything okay? Is he sick? Is he out of the country? All those kind of things, because what he's doing is actually creating that an aura of mystery. And that's what you're supposed to understand in your life. If you're hanging around with all your peers each and every time, your duty actually can even be predictable. This guy will show up, she shows up, or he shows up, or she shows up, let's say at 5 p.m. each and every day. If you want to meet, if you reach to a point whereby people can even predict what time you show up, and then, hey, you want to see Joseph? Just wait here. At around 5 p.m. he will be here. Let me tell you one thing, what will happen. You actually disintegrate in terms of your value. And whenever you even talk to people even tend not to listen to you more, because you're out there, you always speak, you always talk, you have to make a comment. Sometimes I ask people, you ask yourself, is that, do you talk because you have to say something, or you have something to say? Always ask yourself like that. And that's why you find most of the older people, whenever maybe you guys, you're having a conversation seated somewhere, they don't really necessarily make a point. They just listen to you, listen to every side, what you're saying, or they're just looking at you, they just give you a smile, but they're not making any comment. They're not even commenting on the discussion. They're not even participating on the discussion. They're just observing and listening to you guys. So that is exactly tells you that, hey, you're supposed to work on you being, or offering, or providing that an aura of mystery, so that at least you can be able to actually be that kind of an individual. What should I say? You're actually a mysterious individual. You're an individual who knows exactly what is to be or not to be available at 24/7. So the point is this, guys, as a parting shot, don't be available 24/7. All right. Don't always present yourself available. Whatever call is given, you are up there. What I can advise you to do, I'm just echoing what exactly I said on the video that I made about disappear for 21 days. First of all, pick one thing that's gonna keep you busy. Number two, after picking that thing that's gonna keep you busy, focus on that thing and do it continuously. Do it continuously as you focus on it. It can be, improving on the way you look, in terms of maybe losing your weight. It can be in terms of maybe say you want to improve on your spiritual understanding. It can be maybe you want to focus on a thing like, let's say, hey, you know what, you want to sit down and maybe cut cost on the expenditure. Maybe you really consume a lot of money out there whenever you hang around with friends and peers and what have you. Or maybe it can be maybe you just want to have some time with your family. Maybe it has been bringing some wrangles and issues and what have you. You sit down, relax, get to see whether it will bring a difference. And I can tell you this, just do it for the next 21 days. That's the time that it takes to actually get yourself, sort of program your body, sort of get some sort of a software that you have out of your body. And then by the time you're clocking 61 days, you already have a habit on you. And by the time you're clocking 91 days, you've seen the difference. That's how you do it. The very first target is to do it for the next 21 days. All right. The next target is to do it for the next 61 days. You already have a habit. The next target is to do it for 91 days. You've already created what we call a difference. And the moment you see a difference with you or in you, you tend to have that motivation motivation and be like, you know what, I'm seeing a difference and I'm gonna do much and far much better than what I'm doing, so that at least I can elevate myself and be quite an individual who is valuable in terms of growth. So this is what, guys, I can say. Focus on that. Pick that what you know matters a lot to you, because some others things to do with weight really matters a lot to them. Others something to do with money and creation of what we call the surplus in terms of income and passive income, that really matters to them. Pick that what matters to you, dedicate or channel much of your energy towards that specific thing, and do so consistently and continually. And with that particular target, at the end of the day, you're probably gonna give me a call, because my number is on the description of this specific video. You can give me a call and we can have the conversation. Anyway, guys, guess what? Pick that number. You can get booklets on investments, money market fund, and what have you, and we can talk businesses and we can grow each other pertaining to that. For now, it's a goodbye, but don't forget to like this video, comment down below. My name is Joseph. Talk about money, anything related to exactly that. So if you would like to get a copy of my booklets, pick that number, give me a call. Or if you'd like me to take you through consultations on matters pertaining to financial literacy, financial management skills, or maybe on businesses, pick the same number. I only charge a quite an affordable fee of only a coffee price. All right. So anyway, for now, it's a goodbye and see you in the next one.